Here we go. This is the letter from here. Whee! Her Majesty's Prison, Windsor Green Road, Birmingham, B18 4AS. 21st of June 1998. I'm going to read it. I'm surprised it got out. Here we go. I'm going to read it. I've never wished harm on anyone, but I do now. I hope that alcoholic judge's liver rots and he bloats out in the agony that comes with alcoholic poisoning. For the misuse of his drug habit he deserves no less. He will have brought it upon himself. At least I know that I cannot die from my habit, but I can from tobacco. And I'm not going to bother myself or anyone else with that now. I wonder if I could get extra time for being unrepentant. Well, perhaps not extra time, but full time. I hope not. Crazy. I was absolutely crazy in 98. Fancy wishing that upon a judge. And listen. And this is the futility of it all, as the shouts echo across the yard below my cell, and lines are thrown from window to window. I hear the cries of despair as the blanket strings break and precious supplies of tea bags or burn drop to the floor like dead birds lost in flight. The sun begins to set on my 13th day of torture, but soon it will be over. These things I could never tell Maggie, at least not while I'm in here. I should only blame myself, but when I hear of all those deaths brought about by the misuse of glue and aerosols, and heroin or contaminated heroin, when it should be all managed properly. I've gone off, haven't I, and I'm not reading anymore. And I've lost where I am. No one has ever died from cannabis. And the hypocrisy of government makes me sad. Sad for society and sad for many of those who inhabit these anguish-filled cells. Deep down, though I've done without a blow for these 13 days, I still think it would be more than nice to taste and experience the mellow, mind-altering substance. I wonder how bad that is. To refrain from that mellow, mind-altering substance, because I'm in prison. After all, what good would it do, really? You know, being stoned in prison. On the 26th of June, after that wonderful, kind-hearted judge gave me 3 months, my blood pressure shot through the roof, and I was in shock for about a week. My barrister was silenced by him long before she could talk of my character or forward references to him about how I was trying to better myself. It just didn't make any difference to him. His mind was made up long before I entered the dock. I was to be made an example of. So much for the justice. So much for the justice of the Queen. If the Queen really knew what was going on in her name, she would be far from being amused. I think it would sicken her. Thousands of her subjects locked away for harming no one. And the cost to the taxpayers? Well, even I couldn't work that out. Drugs must be brought under control, and that can never happen while they're prohibited. They have to be prescribed. Daily routine, up at 7:30, breakfast 7:50. Lunch 12 noon, dinner 5 p.m. 3 long walks down to the kitchens, 3 long walks back. Locked up all day. Exercise 1 hour, weather permitting. Canteen once a week for sweets, tobacco and those luxuries of life, and that's about it. Day in, day out, for 6 weeks, 4 days, as long as I'm a good boy and stay lucky and keep my head down. Here we go, I'm back again. I should have had a commercial break there. There we go. This is going to be a bit awkward. I'm going to have to minimize this down. Where's it gone? Yes. Minimize that down for a bit. And look. Oh shit. Can you see it? I shouldn't have swore then. It says, I hope this stays in focus and works okay, because I can't see a thing. Perhaps. Hang on a minute. Anyway, shall we risk it? No, we won't. Let me see if I can minimize this a bit more. See, you've got to click on it first, haven't you? Perhaps not. Oh, what an agony. It's down there, isn't it? No, it's not going to do it. What a pain. Hang on a minute. Here we go. No, hang on. From coercion to cohesion. Treating drug dependence through health care, not punishment. Look, you know, DC. What's this here? Oh, look, it's the United Nations. That's what it is. It's a discussion paper. It says so there, look. Can you see it? There. Hang on, I'll just go a bit lower. Discussion paper. Baroness Meacher knew about this. Baroness Meacher stood up in the House of Lords and said something like, the government, the, the cost of drug prohibition in the United Kingdom is £19 billion, or something like that. I can't remember the exact words. But that's what she stood up in the House of Lords and said. And that was over 2 years ago, in May 2010. And this is when this document, this discussion paper, came out that nobody was told about. Not even, the people in the cannabis movement, as it was at the time. Nobody knew about it, apart from me, I suppose. So I told them, everybody, about this discussion paper, and nobody seemed to take any notice, but that's just up to them, isn't it, really? I can't make them take notice, but I forgive them. I really do forgive them. They're just ordinary people, aren't they? Every single one of them. But they didn't seem to click with it, how important it was. And the government and the media haven't told anybody about it. So, how bad is that? I'm going to pause for a while because I want to show you something else. Okay, I'm back again, and I think I've remembered most of the words that Baroness Mitra used. She said something like, more or less, there is no more obvious waste of money than the £19 billion spent on drug prohibition. Those were more or less her words anyway. If I've missed a few out or said it wrong in some way, please forgive me. Where was I? Oh yes, this is the other thing that I wanted to show you. Here we are. United Nations General Assembly. Oh, what's all this about then? It seems they sent out a discussion paper. Oops. There we go. United Nations, they sent out a discussion paper in May, and then they come to this decision in August. Look, August 2010. There we go, there's the number. A65255, United Nations. And it talks about work for me. There we are. Trying to focus it for you. Right of everyone to the enjoyment of the highest attainable standard of physical and mental health. So, I thought to myself, when I got a hold of this document that the government hasn't told anybody about, and neither has the media, what were their recommendations? Shall I pause it and get them? And find them? Oh golly, what a world we're living in. There we go, everybody. I hope it's working, because it's just told me that there's no sound. But you can read it. Recommendations. Decriminalise or depenalize possession and use of drugs. Now this is the United Nations recommendations. Oh, what's this about? Use of human rights indicators and guidelines. So the United Nations have given the governments of the world guidelines on how to manage the use of drugs properly, with the view to lowering drug use. But the government haven't told anybody about it at all. Neither has the media. Oh, it stopped. All drug use is covered by this document. And the recommendations are decriminalisation or depenalisation. These are United Nations recommendations. So, in effect, our government has kept all this quiet from the people who have the right to decide on these recommendations, which are highly relevant to the people of the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom, the people of the United Kingdom need to know about these documents, but the government has kept secret, and only a few people know about them. From coercion to cohesion, and the second document from the United Nations, with its recommendations that the government has taken no notice of whatsoever. The right of everyone to the enjoyment of the highest attainable standard of mental and physical health. Note by the Secretary General. The Secretary General has the honour to transmit to the members of the General Assembly the report submitted by Anand Grama, Special Rapporteur on the right of everyone to the enjoyment of the highest attainable standard of physical and mental health in accordance with Human Rights Council Resolution 629. Something is going wrong. I was going to show you this. It didn't work last time, so I hope it's working this time. 65th session, item 69 of the provisional agenda, promotion and protection of human rights questions, including alternative approaches for improving the effective enjoyment of human rights and fundamental freedoms. So, in effect, the government is keeping secret the fact that they could save £19 billion a year, presumably. And that £19 billion could go towards helping with all the cutbacks, you know, in public services. And that's it. You know, they could save £19 billion and could have saved £38 billion if they'd have opted, the government had opted to manage drugs properly. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that they can keep on saying that, you know, we're going to keep on criminalising drug users when this document exists. And what's his name? That guy, oh crap, can't remember his name. Got black hair and a beard. He is a comedian. I'll admit that he's a comedian. Can't remember his name. He was on the end of the Olympic Games singing I Am the Walrus. Can't remember his name. Oh well. I know somebody that would know straight away. I can't remember his name. Oh well. Anyway, he's into the abstinence for drug users. Now, yeah, abstinence works, and that's good. So there you go. I'll go now and hope that it's worked. But I've shown you the documents, so you can go from there